Hello and welcome to this second look exploring session looking at The Witch by Thomas Middleton. It is, I say, a second look. We're going to be doing this at pace. We won't be reading stage directions, so I do apologise for anyone who gets a little confused by some of the action. You sadly will not necessarily get to understand when the cat is playing a violin. There will be songs in this, but people will have been instructed to simply sort of mark them. There won't be any necessarily an actual singing. I'm sure there are songs in this. I can't remember if it's actually in the text that we're performing. But anyway, it is a reasonably chunky play, so I'm not going to do introduction to all the wonderful cast. We have all these wonderful readers here. The details about who they are will be in the show description. But wave to the wonderful audience at home, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this. So we're going to take at pace The Witch and see how it flows. So on that note, we will begin Act 1, Scene 1, and I'll see you at the other side.
My 3 years spent in war has now undone my peace forever.
Good, be patient, sir.
She is my wife by contract before heaven and all the angels, sir.
I do believe you, but where's the remedy now? You see, she's gone, another has possession.
There's the torment.
This day, being the first of your return, unluckily proves the first 2 of her fasting, her uncle, sir, the governor of Ravenna, holding a good opinion of the bridegroom, adds he's fair-spoken, sir, and wondrous mild.
There goes the devil in a sheepskin.
With all speed, clapped it up suddenly. I cannot think, sure, that the maid overloves him, though being married, perhaps for her own credit, now she intends performance of an honest, duteous wife.
Sir, I've a world of business. Question nothing. You will but lose your labour. 'Tis not fit for any. Hardly mine own secrecy to know what I intend. I take my leave, sir. I find such strange employments in myself that, unless death pity me and lay me down, I shall not sleep these 7 years. That's the least, sir.
That sorrow's dangerous can abide no counsel. 'Tis like a wound past cure, wrongs done to love, strike the heart deeply. None can truly judge on't but the poor sensible sufferer whom it racks with unbelieved pains, which men in health that enjoy love not possibly can act, nay, not so much as think. In troth, I pity him. His sighs drink lifeblood in this time of feasting. A banquet towards, too? Not yet hath riot played out her last scene. At such entertainments still forgetfulness obeys, and surfeit governs. Here's marriage sweetly honoured in gorged stomach and overflowing cups.
Where is she, Sarah?
Not far off.
Prithee, where? Go fetch her hither. I'll rid him away straight. The Duke's now risen, sir.
I am a joyful man to hear it, sir. It seems has drunk less, though I think he that has the least has certainly enough.
I've observed this fella. All the feast time, he had not pledged 1 cup, but looked most wickedly upon good Malaga, flies to the blackjack still, and sticks to small drink like a water rat. Oh, here she comes. Alas, the boar whore weeps. 'Tis not for grace now, all the world must judge. 'Tis for spleen and madness against this marriage. I do but think how she could beat the vicar now, scratch the man horribly that gave the woman. Worst of all, if she durst do it. Why, how now, mistress? This weeping needs not, for though my master marry for his reputation, he means to keep you too.
How, sir?
He doth indeed. He swore it to me last night. You so simple that have been 5 years traded, as to think 1 woman would serve him? Why, not an empress. Why, he'll be sick of the wife within 10 nights, or ne'er trust my judgment.
Will he? Think'st thou?
Will he?
I find thee still so comfortable. beshrew my heart if I knew how to miss thee. They talk to gentlemen, perfumers, and such things. Give me the kindness of the master's man in my distress, say I.
'Tis your great love, forsooth. Please you withdraw yourself to yon private parlour. I'll send you venison, custard, parsnip pie, the banqueting stuff, the suckets, jellies, and syrups. I will bring in myself.
I'll take 'em kindly, sir.
Judge your grand strumpet's compliment to a title. 'Tis a fair building, a need. There's just at this time some 21 inmates, but half of them are young merchants. They'll depart shortly. They but take rooms for summer, and away they, when it grows foul weather. Marry, then come the termers. Commonly, they're well booted for all seasons. But peace, no more. The guests are coming in. The fates have blessed me. Have I met you privately?
Why, sir, why Almachildes?
Not a kiss.
I'll call out in faith.
I'll stop your mouth.
Upon my lofty reputation, I'll tell the Duchess once more.
'Tis the way to make her laugh a little.
She'll not think that you dare use a maid of honor thus.
Amsterdam swallow thee for a Puritan. At Geneva cast thee up again like she that sunk at Charing Cross and rose again at Queenhithe.
Aye, these are the holy fruits of the sweet vine, sir.
Sweet venery be with thee, and I at the tail of my wish. I am a little headstrong, and so are most of the company. I will to the witches. They say they have charms and tricks to make a wench fall backwards, and lead a man herself to a country house some mile out of the town like a fire drake. There be such wholesome kind girls, and such bawdy witches. I'll try conclusions.
Ah, a banquet yet? Why, surely, my Lord Governor, Bacchus could never boast of a day till now to spread his power and make his glory known.
Sir, you have done nobly, though in modesty you keep it from us. No, we understand so much all this day's cost. 'Tis your great love bestows in honour of the bride, your virtuous niece.
In love to goodness and your presence, madam. So understood, 'tis rightly.
Now, will I have a strange health after all these?
What's that, my lord?
A health in a strange cup, and shall go round.
Your grace need not doubt that, sir, having seen so many pledged already. This fair company cannot shrink now for one, so it end there.
Oh, it shall, for all ends here. Here's a full period.
A skull, my lord?
Call it a soldier's cup, man. Fie, how you fright the women. I have sworn it shall go round, excepting only you, sir, for your late sickness, and the bride herself, whose health it is.
Marry, I thank heaven for that.
Our Duchess, I know, will pledge us, though the cup was once her father's head, which as a trophy will keep till death, in memory of that conquest. He was the greatest foe our steel e'er struck at, and he was bravely slain. Then took we thee into our bosom's love. Thou madest the peace for all thy country. Thou, that beauty, did. We're dearer than a father, are we not?
Yes, sir, by much.
And we shall find that straight.
That's an ill bride cup for a marriage day. I do not like the fate on it.
Good, my lord. The Duchess looks pale. Let her not pledge you there.
Pale?
Sir, not I.
See how your lordship fails now. The rose not fresher, nor the sun at rising more comfortably pleasing.
Sir, to you, the lord of this day's honour.
Oh, first moving from your grace, madam, and the Duke's great favour, Sister, it must.
This is the worst fright that could come to a concealed great belly. I'm with child, and this will bring it out, or make me come some 7 weeks sooner than we maidens reckon.
Ever cruel, barbarous act much this. Twice have his surfeits brought my father's memory thus spitefully and scornfully to mine eyes, and I'll endure it no more. 'Tis in my heart since. I'll be revenged, as far as death can lead me.
The last man, and they deserve to be the first one day.
Sir, it has gone round now.
The round, an excellent way to train up soldiers. Where's the bride and bridegroom?
At your happy service.
A boy tonight at least. I charge you look to it, or I'll renounce you for industrious subjects.
Your grace speaks like a worthy and tried soldier.
And you'll do well for one that ne'er tossed pike, sir.
Titty and Tiffin, Sucken and Pigeon, Laird and Robin, white spirits, black spirits, grey spirits, red spirits, devil toad, devil ram, devil cat, and devil dam. Why, Hoppo and Stadlin, Helwain and Puckle.
Here, sweating at the vessel.
Boil it well.
It gallops now.
Are the flames blue enough, or shall I use a little seething more?
The nips of fairies upon maids' white hips are not more perfect azure.
Tend it carefully. Send Stadlin to me with a brazen dish, that I may fall to work upon these serpents and squeeze them ready for the second hour. By when?
Here's Stadlin and the dish.
Here, take this unbaptized brat, boil it well, preserve the fat. You know 'tis precious to transfer our anointed flesh into the air in moonlit nights or steeple tops, mountains and pine trees that like pricks or stops seem to our height, high towers and roofs of princes like wrinkles in the earth. Whole provinces appear to our sight, then even leak a russet mole upon some lady's cheek. When 100 leagues in air, we feast and sing, dance, kiss, and call, use everything. What man can we wish to pleasure us, but we enjoy him in an incubus? Thou knowest it, Stadlin?
Usually that's done.
Last night thou gotst the mayor of Welpy's son. I knew him by his black cloak lined with yellow. I think thou spoiled the youth, he's but 17. I'll have him the next morning. Away, in, go feed the vessel for the second hour.
Where be the magic herbs?
They're down his throat, his mouth crammed full, his ears and nostrils stuffed. I thrust an Elioselinum lately, aconitum, frondes populeus, and soot. You may see that, he looks so black in the mouth. Then sium acorum vulgare too, pentaphyllon, the blood of a flittermouse, solanum somnificum, and oleum.
Then there's all. Hecate?
Is the heart of wax stuck full of magic needles?
'Tis done, Hecate.
And is the farmer's picture and his wife's laid down to the fire yet?
They're a roasting both, too.
Good. Then their marrows are a melting subtly, and 3 months' sickness sucks up life in 'em. They denied me often flour, barm, and milk, goose grease, and tar, when I ne'er heard their churnings, their brewlocks, nor their batches, nor forspoke any of their breedings. Now I'll be meat with 'em. 7 of their young pigs I have bewitched already of their last litter. 9 ducklings, 13 goslings, and a hog fell lame last Sunday, after evensong too. And mark how their sheep prosper, or what sup each milk kine gives to the pail. I'll send those snakes shall milk 'em all beforehand. The dew-skirted dairy wenches shall stroke dry dugs for this, and go home cursing. I'll mar their syllabubs and frosty feastings under cows' bellies with the parish youths. Where's Firestone, our son Firestone?
Here I am, mother.
Take in this brazen dish full of dear ware. Thou shalt have all when I die, and that will be even just at 12 o'clock of night come 3 year.
And you may not have 1 o'clock in the dozen, mother?
No.
Your spirits are then more unconscionable than bakers. You'll have lived then, mother, 60 year to the 100, and methinks after 60 years the devil might give you a cast, for he's a fruiterer too, and has been from the beginning. The first apple that e'er was eaten came through his fingers. The costermongers then I hold to be the ancientest trade, though some would have had the tailor pricked down before him.
Go, and take heed you shed not by the way. The hour must have her portion. 'Tis dear syrup. Each charmed drop is able to confound a family consisting of 19 or 21 feeders.
Marry, here's stuff indeed. Dear syrup, call you it. A little thing would make me give you a dram on it in a posset and cut you 3 years shorter.
Thou art now about some villainy?
Not I, forsooth. Truly the devil's in her. How one villain smells out another straight. There's no knavery but is nosed like a dog and can smell out a dog's meaning. Mother, I pray you, give me leave to ramble abroad tonight with the nightmare, for I have a great mind to overlay a fat parson's daughter.
And who shall I with me then?
The great cat. For 1 night, mother, 'tis but a night. Make shift with him for once.
You're a kind son, but 'tis the nature of you all, I see that. You would rather hunt after strange women still than lie with your own mothers. Get thee gone, sweat thy 6 ounces out about the vessel, and thou shalt play at midnight. The night mare shall call thee when it walks.
Thanks, most sweet mother.
Urchins, elves, hags, satyrs, pans, fauns, silence, kit with a candlestick, tritons, centaurs, dwarfs, imps, the spoom, the mare, the man of the oak, the hellwain, the fire drake, the pickle, hab hur hus.
Heaven knows with what unwillingness and hate I enter this damned place. That such extremes of wrongs in love fight against religious knowledge. That were I led by this disease to deaths as numberless as creatures that must die, I could not shun the way. I know what 'tis to pity madmen now. They're wretched things that ever were created, if they be of woman's making and her faithless vows. I fear they're now a-kissing. What's o'clock? It is not but supper time. But night will come, and all new married couples make short suppers. Whate'er thou art, I have no spare time to fear thee. My horrors are so strong and great already that thou seemst nothing. Up, and laze not. Hadst thou my business, thou couldst ne'er sit so. 'Twould firk thee into air 1,000 mile beyond thy ointments. I would I were read so much in thy black power as mine own griefs. I'm in great need of help. Wilt give me any?
Thy boldness takes me bravely. We are all sworn to sweat for such a spirit. See, I regard thee, I rise and bid thee welcome. What's thy wish now?
Oh, my heart swells with. I must take breath first.
Is it to confound some enemy on the seas? It may be done tonight. Stadlin's within. She raises all your sudden ruinous storms that shipwreck barks and tears up growing oaks, flies over houses, and takes Anno Domini out of a rich man's chimney. A sweet place for it. He would be hanged ere he would set his own years there. They must be chambered in a 5-pound picture, a green silk curtain drawn before the eyes on it, his rotten deceased years. Or dost thou envy the fat prosperity of any neighbor? I'll call forth Hoppo, and her incantation can straight destroy the young of all his cattle, blast vineyards, orchards, meadows, or in 1 night transport his dung, hay, corn by reeks, whole stacks, into thine own ground.
This would come most richly now to many a country grazier. But my envy lies not so low as cattle, corn, or vines. 'Twill trouble your best powers to give me ease.
Is it to starve up generation? To strike a barrenness in man or woman?
Ha!
Ah, did you feel me there? I knew your grief.
Can there be such things done?
Are these the skins of serpents? These of snakes?
I see they are.
So sure, into what house these are conveyed, knit with these charmed and retentive knots, neither the man begets nor woman breeds, no, nor performs the least desires of wedlock, being then a mutual duty. I could give thee Cheirosinita, Adincantida, Archimedon, Marmiton, Calicia, which I could sort to villainous barrenness ends, but this leads the same way. More I could instance, as the same needles thrust into their pillows that sews and socks up dead men in their sheets, a privy gristle of a man that hangs after sunset. Good, excellent. Yet all's there, sir.
You could not do a man that special kindness to part him utterly? Now, could you do that?
No, time must do it. We cannot disjoin wedlock. 'Tis of heaven's fastening. Well may we raise jars, jealousies, strifes, and heart-burning disagreements like a thick scurf over life, as did our master upon that patient miracle. But the work itself our power cannot disjoint.
I depart happy in what I have, then, being constrained to this. And grant you greater powers that dispose men, that I may never need this hag again.
I know he loves me not, nor there's no hope on't. 'Tis for the love of mischief that I do this, and that we're sworn to, the first oath we take.
Oh, mother, mother!
What's the news with thee now?
There's the bravest young gentleman within, and the fineliest drunk. I thought he would have fallen into the vessel. He stumbled in a pitkin of a child's grease, reeled against Stadlin, overthrew her, and in the tumbling, struck up old Puckle's heels with her clothes over her ears.
Why day!
I would fain throw the cat upon her to save her honesty, but all little enough. I cried out still, I pray be covered. See where he comes now, mother.
All you these witches. They be tumblers, methinks, very flat tumblers.
Oh, 'tis Almachildes. Fresh blood stirs in me. The man that I have lusted to enjoy. I've had him thrice in incubus already.
Is your name Goody Hag?
'Tis anything. Call me the horridest and unhallowedst things that life and nature trembles at. For thee I'll be the same. Thou comest for a love charm now.
Why, thou art a witch, I think.
Thou shalt have a choice of 20, wet or dry.
Nay, let's have dry ones.
If thou wilt used by way of cup and potion, I'll give thee a remora shall bewitch her straight.
A remora? What's that?
A little suckstone. Some call it a sea lamprey, a small fish.
And must be buttered?
The bones of a green frog, too. Wondrous precious, the flesh consumed by pismires.
Pismires? Give me a chamber pot.
You shall see him go nigh to be so unmannerly. He'll make water before my mother anon.
And now you talk of frogs, I have somewhat here. I come not empty-pocketed from a banquet. I learned that of my haberdasher's wife. Look, goody witch, there's a toad in marchpane for you.
Oh, sir, you have fitted me.
And here's a spawn or two of the same paddock brood, too, for your son.
I thank your worship, sir. How comes your handkerchief so sweetly thus bewrayed? Sure 'tis wet sucket, sir.
'Tis nothing but the syrup the toad spit. Take all, I prithee.
That was kindly done, sir. And you shall sup with me tonight for this.
How, sup with thee? Just think I'll eat fried rats and pickled spiders.
No, I can command, sir, the best meat of the whole province for my friends, and reverently served in, too.
How?
In good fashion.
Let me but see that, and I'll sup with you. Cat and a fiddle? An excellent ordinary. You had a devil once, in a fox skin?
Oh, I have him still. Come, walk with me, sir.
I'll apt him ready as a drunkard now to reel to the devil. Well, I'll leave an inn and see how he eats, and I'll be hanged if I be not fatter of the twain with laughing at him.
Good sir, whence springs this sadness? Trust me, sir, you look not like a man was married yesterday. There could come no ill tidings since last night to cause that discontent. I was wont to know all before you had a wife, sir. You ne'er found me without those parts of manhood, trust and secrecy.
I will not tell thee this.
Not your true servant, sir.
True, you'll all flout according to your talent, the best a man can keep of you. And a hell 'tis for masters to pay wages to be laughed at. Give order that 2 cocks be boiled to jelly.
How? 2 cocks boiled to jelly?
Fetch half an ounce of pearl.
This is a cullis for a consumption, and I hope one night hath not brought you to need the cook already, and some part of the goldsmith. What? 2 trades in 24 hours and less time? Great heaven, the surgeon and the apothecary keep out, and then 'tis well. You have better fortune, as far as I see, with your strumpet sojourner, your little 4 nobles a week. And now you knew you eat 1 panada all the time you have kept her. And it's one night now, come up to 2 o'clock broth. I wonder at the alteration strangely.
Good morrow, Gaspero.
Your hearty wishes, mistress, and your sweet dreams come upon you.
What's that, sir?
In a good husband, that's my real meaning.
Saw you my brother lately?
Yes.
I met him now, as sad, methought, as grief could make a man. Know you the cause?
Not I. I know nothing but half an ounce of pearl and kitchen business, which I will see performed with all fidelity. I'll break my trust in nothing, not in porridge, I
have the hardest fortune, I think, of 100 gentlewomen. Some can make merry with a friend 7 year, and nothing seen, as perfect as a maid still to the world's knowledge as she came from Rocky. But 'twas my luck at the first hour, forsooth, to prove too fruitful. Sure, I'm near my time. I'm yet but a young scholar. I may fail in my account, but certainly I do not. These bastards come upon poor venturing gentlewomen 10 to 1 faster than the illegitimate children. If I'd been married, I'll be hanged if I've been with child so soon now. When they are once husbands, lost the script. When they are once husbands, they'll be whipped ere they take such pains as a friend will do to come by water to the back door at midnight. Stay there perhaps an hour in all weathers with a pair of reeking watermen, laden with bottles of wine, chewits, and currant custards. I may curse those egg pies, they're meat that help forward too fast. This hath been usual with me, night by night, honesty forgive me, when my brother has been dreaming of no such junkets, yet he hath fared the better for my sake, though he little think for what, nor must he ever. My friend promised me to provide safely for me and devise a means to save my credit here at the house. My brother sure would kill me if he knew it, and powder up my friend and all his kindred for an East Indian voyage.
Sister?
No, there's another with me. Though you see not, seek not. Morrow, sweet sister, how have you slept tonight?
More than I thought I should. I've had good rest.
I'm glad to hear.
Sister, methinks you are too long alone, and lose much good time, sociable and honest. For I'm for the married life, I must praise that now.
I cannot blame you, sister, to commend it. You have happened well, no doubt, on a kind husband, and that's not every woman's fortune, sister. You know, if he were any but my brother, my praises should not leave him yet so soon.
I must acknowledge, sister, that my life is happily blessed with him. He is no gamester that ever I could find or hear of yet, nor midnight surfeiter. He does intend to leave tobacco, too.
Why, here's a husband.
He saw it did offend me, and swore freely he'd never take pleasure in a toy again that should displease me. Some knights' wives in towns will have great hope upon his reformation to bring their husbands' breath into the old fashion and make them kiss like Christians, not like pagans.
I promise you, sister, 'twill be a worthy work to put down all these pipers. 'Tis a great pity there should not be a statute against them as against fiddlers.
These good offices, if you had a husband, you might exercise to the good of the commonwealth and do much profit. Besides, it is a comfort to a woman to have children, sister, a great blessing, certainly.
They will come fast enough.
Not so fast neither, as they're still welcome to an honest woman.
Oh, how near she comes to me! I protest she grates my very skin.
Were I conceived with child beshrew my heart, I should be so proud on it.
That's natural. Pride is a kind of swelling, and yet I've small cause to be proud of mine.
You are no good companion for a wife. Get you a husband, prithee, sister, do, that I may ask your counsel now and then. 'Twill mend your discourse much. You maids know nothing.
No, we're fools, but commonly we prove quicker mothers than you that had husbands. I'm sure I shall, else I may speak for one.
Not look upon her. I'll pass by and make as though I see her not.
Why, sir, pray your opinion. By the way, with leave, sir, I'm counseling your sister here to marry.
To marry? Soft, the priest is not at leisure yet. Some 5 years hence. Would you fain marry, sister?
I have no such hunger to't, sir, for I think I've a good bit that may as well stay my stomach as any as well as any that broke fast a sinner.
Though she seemed tall of growth, she's short in years of some that seem much lower. How old, sister? Not 17 over a yard of lawn.
Not yet, sir.
Told you so.
I would he'd laid a wager of old shirts, rather I shall have more need of them shortly, and yet a yard of lawn will serve for a christening cloth. I have use for everything as my case stands.
Oh, I cannot if I try my voice this morning, but I have got a cold, sir, by your means.
I'll strive to mean that fault.
I thank you, sir. In maiden time professed, then we shall say, what life is best? Tasting once the married life, we only praise the wife. But here's one state more to try, which makes women laugh or cry. Widow, widow, of these three, the middle's best, and that give me.
There's thy reward.
I will not grumble, sir, like some musicians. If more come, 'tis welcome.
Such tricks have made me do all that I have done. Yet kissing married folks spoil all the maids that ever live in a house with them. Oh, here he comes with his bags and bottles. He was born to lead Paul Waterman and I.
Go, fellows, into the larder. Let the baked meats be sorted by themselves.
Why, sir.
Look, the canary bottles be well stopped. The 3 of claret shall be drunk at dinner.
My good sir, you're too plenteous of these courtesies. Indeed, ye are. Forbear them, I beseech you. I know no merit in me, but poor love, and a true friend's well-wishing that can cause this kindness in excess. In the state I am, I shall go near to kick this fellow shortly, and send him downstairs with his bag and baggage. Why comes he now unmarried? There's the point. I pray, forbear these things.
Alas, you know, sir, these idle toys which you call courtesies, they cost me nothing but my servant's travail. One office must be kind, sir, to another. You know the fashion. What, the gentlewoman and your sister sad, methinks?
I know no course she has.
Nor shall, by my good will. What do you mean, sir? Shall I stay here to shame myself and you? The time may be tonight for all you know.
Peace, there's means wrought, I tell thee.
Aye, sir. When?
How now? What's he?
Oh, this is the man, sir, I entertained this morning for my service. Please you give him your liking.
Yes, he's welcome. I like him not amiss. Thou wouldst speak business, wouldst thou not? But I cannot hear you, good sir.
Yes, may it please you, sir. There is a gentleman from the northern parts hath brought a letter, as it seems, in haste.
From whom?
Your bonny lady mother, sir.
You are kindly welcome, sir. How doth she?
I left her hail very well, sir.
I pray send your sister down all speed to me. I hope it will prove much for her good in the way of her preferment. Fail me not. I desire you, son, nor let any excuse of hers withhold her. I have sent ready furnished horse and man for her.
Now have I thought upon you?
Peace, good sir. You're worthy of a kindness another time.
Her will shall be obeyed. Sister, prepare yourself. You must down with all speed.
I know, down I must, and good speed send me.
'Tis our mother's pleasure.
Good sir, right back again, and certify I'm at my heart's wish here. I'm with my friends, and can be but well, say.
You shall pardon me, sister. I hold it no wise part to contradict her, nor would I counsel you to it.
'Tis so uncouth living in the country. Now I'm used to the city, that I shall never endure it.
Perhaps, forsooth, 'tis not her meaning you shall live there long. I do not think but after a month or so you'll be sent up again. That's my conceit. However, let her have her will.
Aye, good sir. Great reason 'tis she should.
I'm sorry, sister. It is our hard fortune thus to part so soon.
The sorrow will be mine.
Please you walk in, sir. We'll have one health unto these northern parts, though I be sick at heart.
Aye, sir, a deep one, which you shall pledge too.
You shall pardon me. I've pledged one too deep already, sir.
Peace, all's provided for. Thy wine's laid in, sugar and spice. The place not 10 mile hence. What cause have maids now to complain of men, when a farmhouse can make it all whole again?
It takes. Has no content. How well she bears it yet. Hardly myself can find so much from her that am acquainted with the cold disease. Oh, honesty's a rare wealth in woman. It knows no want, at least will express none, not in a look yet. I'm not thoroughly happy. His ills does me no good. Well may it keep me from hope and rage and madness for a time, but I feel heart's grief in the same place still. What makes the greatest torment amongst lost souls? 'Tis not so much the horror of their pains, though they be infinite, as the loss of joys. It is that deprivation is the mother of all the groans in hell, and here on earth of all the red sighs in the hearts of lovers. Still, she's not mine. That can be no man's else, till I be nothing if religion have the same strength for me as hath for others. Holy vows witness that our souls were married.
Where are you, sir? Come, pray, give your attendance. Here's my Lord Governor come.
Where is our new kindred? Not stirring yet, I think.
Yes, my good lord. Please you walk near.
Come, gentlemen, we'll enter.
I had done it upon a breach. This is a lesser venture.
What a mad toy took me to sup with witches. Fire of all drunken humours, by this hand. I could beat myself when I think on it. And the rascals made me good cheer too. And to my understanding then, ate some of every dish, spoiled the rest. Coming to my lodging, I remember, I was as hungry as a tired foot-post. What's this? Oh, 'tis the charm her hagship gave me for my Duchess's obstinate woman, wound about a threepenny silk ribbon of 3 colours, nectae, tribus, nodis, tenoris, amoretta colores. Amoretta, why there's her name indeed. Nectae, amoretta, again 2 balls. Node et veneris dic vincula nectae. Nay, if Veneris be one, I'm sure there's no dead flesh in it. If I should undertake to construe this now, I should make a fine piece of work of it. For few young gallants are given to good construction of anything. Hardly of their best friends' wives, sisters, or nieces. You see what I can do now. Te tribus nodis. Nick of the tribe of noddies. Turnus, clares. That makes turn colours. Node et veneris. Goes to his veneri like a noddy. Dick vincula. With Dick the vinculus boy. Here a sweet charm now, if this were the meaning on't, and very likely to overcome an honourable gentlewoman. Of course, an old hellcat would have given me the brain of cat once in my handkerchief. I bade her make sauce with it with a vengeance, and a little bone and the nethermost part of a wolf's tail. I bade her pick her teeth with it with a pestilence. Nay, this is somewhat cleanly yet and handsome. Coloured ribbon, a fine gentle charm. A man may give it his sister, his brother's wife, ordinarily. See, here she comes, luckily.
Blessed powers, what secret sin have I committed, that still you send this punishment upon me?
'Tis but a gentle punishment, so take it.
Why, sir, what mean you? Will you ravish me?
What, in the gallery? And the sun peep in? It's fit a time and place. 'Tis in her bosom now.
Oh, you're the rudest thing that e'er came to court.
Well, I hope you'll tell me another tale ere you be 2 hours older. A rude thing. I'll make you eat your word. I'll make all split helps.
Now I think better on it. I'm to blame too. There's not a sweeter gentleman in court, nobly descended to, and dances well. Beshrew my heart, I'll take him when there's time. He will be catched up quickly. The Duchess says she has some empowerment for him, and has sworn me to use my best art in it. Life of my joys, they were good stuff. I will not trust her with him. I'll call him back again. He must not keep out of my sight so long. I shall grow mad then.
He lives not now to see tomorrow spent, if this means take effect. As there's no hardness in it. Last night he played his horrid game again, came to my bedside at the full of midnight, and in his hand that fatal, fearful cup, waked me, and forced me pledge him to my trembling and my dead father's scorn. That wounds my sight, that his remembrance should be raised in spite. But either his confusion or mine ends it. Oh, Amoretta, hast thou met him yet? Speak, wench, hast thou done that for me?
What, good madam?
Destruction of my hopes, dost ask that now? Didst thou not swear to me, out of thy hate to Almachildes, thou'st dissemble him a loving entertainment, and a meeting, where I should work my will?
Good madam, pardon me. A loving entertainment I do protest myself to give him, with all speed I can, too. But as I'm yet a maid, a perfect one, as the old time was wont to afford, when there were few tricks and little cunning stirring, I can dissemble none that will serve your turn. He must have even a right one, and a plain one.
Thou makest me doubt thy health. Speak. Art thou well?
Never better. If he would make haste and come back quickly, he stays now too long.
I'm quite lost in this woman. What's that fell out of her bosom now? Some love token?
Nay, I'll say that for him. He's the uncivilest gentleman, and every way desertless.
Who's that now she discommends so fast?
I could not love him, madam, of any man in court.
What's he now, prithee?
Who should it be but Almachildes, madam? I never hated man so deeply yet.
As Almachildes?
I am sick, good madam, when I but hear him named.
How is this possible? But now, thou saidst thou lovest him, and did raise him above all the court in praises.
How great people may speak their pleasure, madam, but surely I should think the worse of my tongue while I live then.
No longer have I patience to forbear thee, thou that retainst an envious soul to goodness. He is a gentleman, deserves as much as ever fortune yet bestowed on man, the glory and prime lustre of our court. Nor can there be any but ourself be worthy of him. And take you notice of that now from me. Say you have a warning on it. If you did love him, you must not now.
Let your grace never fear it.
Thy name is Amoretta, as ours is. 'Tis made me love and trust thee.
And my faithfulness has appeared well in the proof still, has it not, madam?
But if 't fail now, 'tis nothing.
Then it shall not. I know he will not be long from fluttering about this place now he has the sight of me. And I'll perform in all that I vowed, madam, faithfully.
Then I am blessed both in revenge and love, and thou shalt taste the sweetness.
What your aims be, I not list to inquire. All I desire is to preserve a competent honesty, both for mine own and the use that shall have me, and his use that shall have me, whose luck soe'er it be. Oh, he's returned already. I knew he would not fail.
It's by this time, or the devil's in't, I think. I'll never trust which else, nor sup with him these 12 months.
I must soothe him now, and 'tis great pain to do it against one's stomach.
Now, Amoretta?
Now you are welcome, sir, if you'd come always thus.
No, am I so? Is the case altered since?
If you will be ruled and know your times, 'twere somewhat a great comfort. Lass, I could be as loving and as venturous as any woman. We're all flesh and blood, man. If you could play the game out modestly and not betray your hand. I must have care, sir. You know I have a marriage time to come, and that's for life. Your best folks will be merry, but look to the main chance. That's reputation. And then do what they list.
Wilt hear my oath? By the sweet health of youth, I will be careful and never prate on't, nor like a cunning snarer make thy clipped name the bird to call to in others.
Well, yielding then to such conditions as my poor bashfulness shall require from you, I shall yield shortly after.
I'll consent to 'em, and may thy sweet humility be a pattern for all proud women living.
They're beholding to you.
So away with him. I love to get him, but not to keep him. Dost thou know the house?
No matter for the house, I know the porch.
There's 6 more for that. Away, keep close. My tailor told me he sent away a maidservant, well balanced of all sides, within these 9 days. His wife never dreamed on it, gave the drab £10, and she never troubles him. A common fashion, he told me, was to rid away escape, and I have sent him this for it. I remember a friend of mine once served a prating tradesman just on this fashion, to a hair in troth. 'Tis a good ease to a man. You can swell a maid up and rid of her for £10. There's the purse back again, whate'er becomes of your money or your maid. There comes a bragging now. It's well for the boy, too. He'll get an excellent trade by it, and on Sundays go like a gentleman that has pawned his rapier. He need not care what countryman his father was, nor what his mother was when he was gotten. The boy will do well, certain. Give him grace to have a quick hand and convey things cleanly. 'Twill be his own another day. Oh, well said. Art almost furnished? There's such a toil always to set a woman to horse, a mighty trouble. The letter came to your brother's hand, I know, on Thursday last by noon. You were expected there yesterday night.
It makes the better, sir.
We must take heed we ride through all the puddles twixt this and that now, that your safeguard there must be most probably dabbled.
Alas, sir, I never marked till now. I hate myself how monstrous thin I look.
Not monstrous neither. A little sharp in the nose, like a country woodcock.
Fie, fie, how pale I am. I shall betray myself. I would you boxed me well and handsomely to get me into colour.
Not I, pardon me. Let a husband do what he has married you when he has married you. A friend at court will never offer that. Come. How much spice and sugar have you left now at this poor 1 month's voyage?
Sure, not much, sir. I think some 1/4 pound of sugar and 1/2 ounce of spice.
Here's no sweet charge. And there was 30 pound, good weight and true, beside what my man stole when he was awaying. And that was 3 pound more. I'll speak with at least. The Rhenish wine, it's all run out in caudles too.
Do you ask that, sir? 'Tis of a week's departure. You see what 'tis now to get children, sir.
Your mares are ready both, sir.
Come, we'll up then. Youth, give my sister a straight wand. There's 2pence.
I'll give her a fine whip, sir.
No, no, no. Though we have both deserved it.
Here's a new one.
Prithee, talk to us of no whips, good boy. My heart aches when I see 'em. Let's away.
This you that was a maid, how are you born to deceive men? I'd thought to have married you. I'd been finely handled, had I not. I'll say that man is wise ever hereafter, that tries his wife beforehand. 'Tis no marvel you should profess such bashfulness to blind one, as if you durst not look a man in the face. Your modesty would blush so. Why, do you not run and tell the Duchess now? You should tell all. Let her know this too. Why, here's the plague now. 'Tis hard at first to win 'em when they're gotten. There's no way to be rid on 'em. They stick to a man like birdlime. My oath sound. Will you release me? I'll release myself either.
No, sure. I'll bring you to your sights again. Say, thou must either die or kill the Duke. For one of them thou must do.
How, good madam?
Thou hast thy choice. And to that purpose, sir, I've given thee knowledge of what thou hast and what thou must do to be worthy on it. You must not think to come by such a fortune without desert. That were unreasonable. He that's not born to honour must not look to have it come with ease to him. He must win it. Take but unto thine actions wit and courage. That's all we ask of thee. But if, through weakness of a poor spirit, thou deniest me this, think but how thou shalt die, as I'll work means for it. No murderer ever like thee, for I purpose to call this subtle, sinful snare of mine an act of force from thee. Thou art proud and youthful. I shall be believed. Besides, thy wantonness is at this hour in question mongst our women, which will make ill for thee.
I had hard chance to light upon this pleasure that's so costly. 'Tis not content with what a man can do, give him breath, but seeks to have that too.
Well, take thy choice.
I see no choice in it, madam, for 'tis all death, methinks.
Thou'st an ill sight, then, of a young man. 'Tis death if thou refuse it, and say my zeal has warned thee. But, consenting, 'twill be new life, great honour, and my love, which in perpetual bands are fastened to thee.
How, madam?
I'll do it religiously. Make thee my husband. May I lose all sense of pleasure in life else, and be more miserable than ever creature was, for nothing lives but has joy in somewhat.
Then by all the hopeful fortunes of a young man's rising, I will perform it, madam.
There's a pledge, then, of a Duchess' love for thee. And now, trust me for thy most happy safety, I will choose that time shall never hurt thee. When a man shows resolution, and there's worth in him, I'll have a care of him. Part now for this time, but still be near about us till thou canst be nearer. That's ourself.
And that I'll venture hard for.
Good speed to thee.
Prithee, be careful of me. Very careful now.
I warrant you, he that cannot be careful of a queen can be careful of nobody. 'Tis every man's humour, that. I should never look for a wife half so handsomely.
Oh, softly, sweet sir. Should your mistress meet me now in her own house, I were undone forever.
Never fear her. She's at her prick song's close. There's all the joy she has or takes delight in. Look, here's the garden key. My master gave it me, and willed me to be careful. Doubt you not on it.
Your master is a noble, complete gentleman, and does a woman all the right that may be.
How now? What's she?
A kind of doubtful creature. I'll tell thee more anon.
I know that face to be a strumpet's, for mine eye is envious, and would fain wish it so where I would have it. I fail if the condition of this fellow wears not about it a strong scent of baseness. I saw her once before here, 5 days since 'tis, and the same wary, panderous diligence was then bestowed on her. She came altered then, and more inclining to the city tack. Who should this piece of transformation visit after the common courtesy of frailty in our house here? Surely not any servant. They are not kept so lusty. She so low, but I'm at a strange stand. Love and luck assist me. The truth I shall win from him. By false play, he's now returned. Well, sir, as you were saying, go forward with your tale.
What? I know nothing.
The gentlewoman.
She's gone out at the back door now.
And farewell she, and you, if that be all.
Come, come, thou shalt have more. I have no power to lock myself up from thee.
So methinks.
You shall not think. Trust me, sir, you shall not. You'll hear. She's one of the falling family. A queen my master keeps. She lies at Rutney's.
Is it possible? I thought I had seen her somewhere.
I tell you truth sincerely. She has been thrice here by stealth within these 10 days, and departed still with pleasure and with thanks, sir. 'Tis her luck. Surely, I think if ever there were man bewitched in this world, 'tis my master, sirrah.
Thinkest thou so, Gaspero?
Oh, sir, it's too apparent.
This may prove happy. 'Tis the likeliest means that fortune yet e'er showed me.
You're both here now, and strangers newly lighted. Where's your attendance?
I know what makes you waspish. A pox on it. She'll every day be angry now at nothing.
I'll call her stranger ever in my heart. She has killed the name of sister through base lust and fled to shifts. Oh, how a brother's good thoughts may be beguiled in woman. Here's a letter. Found in her absence, reports strangely of her and speaks her impudence. She has undone herself. I could not hold from weeping when I read it. Abused her brother's house and his good confidence. 'Twas done not like herself. I blame her much, but if she can keep it from his knowledge, I will not grieve him first. It shall not come by my means to his heart. Now, sir, what news?
You call
Yes,
them
news.
you call them strangers. 'Tis my master's sister, madam.
Oh, 'tis so. She's welcome. Who comes with her?
I see none but Abberzanes.
He's enough to bring a woman to confusion more than a wiser man, or a far greater. A letter came last week to her brother's hands to make way for her coming up again, after her shame was lightened. And she writ here, she writ there the gentleman her mother wished her to take a violent surfeit at a wedding. Died ere she came to see him. What strange cunning sin helps a woman to... Yeah, there she comes now. Sister, you're welcome home again.
Thanks, sweet sister.
You've had good speed.
What says she? I have made the best speed I could.
Oh, shoot. Am I...
Yes.
Okay,
I well believe you.
I do well believe you.
My services ever, madam, to a gentlewoman. I took bonny mare, I keep her, and met her some 10 mile out of town. 11, I think. 'Twas at the stump I met you, I remember. At bottom of the hill.
'Twas thereabout, sir.
Full 11, then, by the rod, if they were measured.
You look ill, methinks. Have you been sick of late? 'Twas very bleak, does she not? How think you, sir?
No, a little sharp with riding. She has rid sore.
I ever look lean after a journey, sister. One shall do that has travelled hard.
Till evening I commend you to yourselves, ladies.
And that's best trusting, too, if you were hanged. You are well acquainted with his hand. Went out now.
His hand?
I speak of nothing else. I think 'tis here. Please you look upon it, and when you have done, if you did weep, it could not be amiss. A sign you could say grace after a full meal. You had not need look paler, yet you do. 'Twas ill done to abuse yourself and us, to wrong so good a brother, and the thoughts that we both held of you. I did doubt you much before our marriage day, and then my strangeness and better hope still kept me off from speaking. Yet may you find a kind of peaceful sister of me, if you desist here and shake hands with folly, which you have more cause to do than I wish you to, than as truly as I bear love to goodness. Your brother knows not yet on it, nor ever shall, for my part, so you leave his company. But if I find you impudent in sinning, I will not keep an hour, nay, prove your enemy, and you know who will aid me. As you have goodness, you make use of this. I'll leave it with you.
Here's a sweet churching after a woman's labour, and a fine give you joy. Why, where the devil lay you to be found out? The sudden hurry of hastening to prevent shame brought shame forth. That's still the curse of all lascivious stuff. Misdeeds could never yet be wary enough. Now must I stand in fear of every look, may tremble at a whisper. She can keep it secret, that's very likely, and a woman too. I'm sure I could not do't, and I am made as well as she can be for any purpose. 'Twould never stay with me 2 days. I have cast it. The third would be a terrible sick day with me, not possible to bear it. Should I then trust to her strength that lies every night whispering the daily news in her husband's ear? No. And I have thought upon the means. Blessed fortune, I must be quit with her in the same fashion, or else 'tis nothing. There's no way like it to bring her honesty into question cunningly. My brother will believe small likelihoods coming from me too. I, lying now in the house, may work things to my will beyond conceit too. Disgrace her first, her tale will ne'er be heard. I learned that counsel first of a sound guard. I do suspect Gasper, my brother's squire there, had some hand in this mischief, for he's cunning, and I perhaps may fit him.
Your sister told me you were come. Thou art welcome.
Where is she?
Who? My wife.
Aye, sir.
Within.
Not within hearing, think you?
Within hearing. What's thy conceit in that? Why shakest thou thy head so, and lookst so pale and poorly?
I'm a fool indeed to take grief for others, for your fortune, sir.
My fortune? Worse things yet. Farewell life, then.
I fear you're much deceived, sir, in this woman.
Who? In my wife? Speak low. Come hither softly, sister.
I love her as a woman you make choice of, but when she wrongs you, natural love is touched, brother, and that will speak, you know.
I trust it will.
I held a shrewd suspicion of her lightness at first when I went down, which made me haste the sooner, but more to make amends at my return. Now I found apparent signs.
Apparent, sayest thou?
Aye, and of base lust too, that makes the affliction.
There has been villainy wrought upon me then. 'Tis too plain now.
Happy are they, I say still, that have their sisters living in the house with them, their mothers or some kindred, a great comfort to all poor married men. Is it not possible a young wife, it is not possible a young wife can abuse a husband then. 'Tis found straight. But swear secrecy to this, brother.
This and all thou wilt have.
Then this follows, sir.
Ah, I praise thy counsel. Well, I'll put it in use straight. See where she comes herself. Kind, honest lady, I must borrow a whole fortnight's leave of thee.
Oh, sir, a fortnight?
Maybe but 10 days. I know not yet. 'Tis business for the state, and it must be done.
I wish you could speak to it then.
Why, that was well spoke. I'll take but a footboy. I need no more. The rest I'll leave at home to do you service.
Use your own pleasure, sir.
Till my return, you'll be good company, my sister and you?
We shall make shift, sir.
I'm glad now she's come, and so the wishes of my love to both.
And our good prayers with you, sir.
Now my fortune. By your kind favour, madam.
With me, sir.
The words shall not be many, but the faithfulness and true respect that is included in them is worthy your attention, and may put upon me the fair repute of a just, honest servant.
What's here to do, sir? There's such great preparation toward.
In brief, that goodness in you is abused, madam. You have the married life, but 'tis a strumpet that has the joy on't and the fruitfulness. There goes away your comfort.
How, a strumpet?
Of 5 years' cost and upward, a dear mischief, as they are all of them. His fortnight's journey is to that country, if it be not rudeness to speak the truth. I have found it all out, madam.
Thou hast found out thine own ruin, for to my knowledge dost thou belie him basely. I dare swear he's a gentleman, as free from that folly as ever took religious life upon him.
Not too confident in your own abuse, madam. Since I have begun the truth, neither your frowns, the only curses that I have on earth, because my means depend upon your service, nor all the execration of man's fury shall put me off. Though I be poor, I'm honest and too just in this business. I perceive now too much respect and faithfulness to ladies may be a wrong to servants.
Art thou yet so impudent to stand in it?
Are you yet so cold, madam, in the belief on't? There my wonder's fixed, having such blessed health and youth about you, which makes the injury mighty.
Why, I tell thee it were too great a fortune for thy lowness to find out such a thing. Thou does not look as if thou art made for it. By the precious sweets of love, I would give half my wealth for such a bargain. and think it were bought too cheap. Thou canst not guess thy means and happiness should I find this true. First, I'd prefer thee to any lord my uncle. He's governor of Ravenna. All the advancements in the kingdom flow from him. What need I boast of that? Which common fame can teach thee?
Then thus, madam, since I presume now on your height of spirit and your regard to your own youth and fruitfulness, which every woman naturally loves and covets, accept but of my labour in directions. You shall both find your wrongs, which you may right at your own pleasure, yet not missed tonight here in the house, neither. None shall take notice of any absence in you, as I have thought on't.
Do this and take my praise and thanks forever.
As I deserve, I wish 'em, and will serve you.
The moon's a gallant. See how brisk she rides.
Here's a rich evening, Hecate.
Aye, is it not, wenches, to take a journey of 5,000 mile?
Ours will be more tonight.
Oh, 'twill be precious. Heard you the owl yet?
Briefly in the copse as we came through now.
'Tis high time for us then.
There was a bat hung at my lips 3 times as we came through the woods and drank her fill. Old Puckle saw her.
You are fortunate still. The very shriek owl lights upon your shoulder and woos you like a pigeon. Are you furnished? Have you your ointments?
All.
Prepare to flight then. I'll overtake you swiftly.
Aye, thee, Hecate. We shall be up betimes.
I'll reach you quickly.
They're all going a birding tonight. They talk of fowls in the air that fly by day. I am sure there'll be company of foul sluts here tonight. If we have not mortality after it, I'll be hanged. For they are able to putrefy it to infect a whole region. She spies me now.
Firestone, our sweet son.
A little sweeter than some of you, or a dunghill were too good for me.
How much hast here?
19, and all brave plump ones, besides 6 lizards and 3 serpentine eggs.
Oh, dear and sweet boy. What herbs hast thou?
I have some marmartin and mandragon.
Marmartine and mandragora, thou wouldst say. Here's panax too, I thank thee.
My pan aches, I am sure, with kneeling down to cut 'em.
And silago, hedge hyssop too? How near he goes my cuttings. Were they all cropped by moonlight?
Every blade of 'em, or I'm a mooncalf, mother.
Hie thee home with them. Look well to the house tonight. I am for aloft.
Aloft, quoth you. I wish you would break your neck once that I might have all quickly. Hark, hark, mother, they are above the steeple already, flying over your head with a noise of musicians.
Oh, there are they indeed. Help, help me, I'm too late else.
Come away.
Away,
Come
come away. Hecate, Hecate, come away.
I come, I come, I come, I come with all the speed I may, with all the speed I may. Where's Stadlin?
Here.
Where's Puckle?
Here.
And Hoppo too.
And
And
Helwain
Helwain too. We lack but you, we lack but you.
Come
away.
away.
Make up
Make
the
up
count.
count.
I will but anoint, and then I mount.
There's one comes
One
down to
down to
fetch
fetch
his
his
dues.
dues.
A kiss,
Kiss,
a
a
call, a
kiss.
sip of blood. And why thou
Why
stay so
stay so
long?
I muse, I muse.
The air is so sweet.
The air so sweet and good.
Oh, art thou come? What news? What news?
All goes still to our delight. Either come or else refuse, refuse.
Now I am furnished for the flight.
Hark, hark, the cat sings a brave treble in her own language.
Now I go, now I fly, Malkin, my sweet spirit, and I. Oh, what a dainty pleasure 'tis to ride in the air when the moon shines fair, and sing and dance and toy and kiss, over woods, high rocks and mountains, over seas, over misty fountains, Over steeples, towers, and turrets we fly by night, 'mongst troops of spirits. No ring of bells to our ears sounds, no howls of wolves, no yelps of hounds, no, nor the sound of water's breach or cannon's throat our height can reach. No ring of bells, no anything.
Well, mother, I thank your kindness. You must be gambling in the air and leave me to walk here like a fool and a mortal.
Though the fates have endued me with a pretty kind of likeness that I can laugh at the world in a corner on't, and can make myself merry on fasting nights to rub out a supper, which were a precious quality in a young formal student, and yet let the world know that there is some difference betwixt my jovial condition and the lunary state of madness. I'm not quite out of my wits. I know a board from Aquaviti's shop, a strumpet from Wildfire, and a beadle from Brimstone. Now shall I try the honesty of a great woman soundly? She, reckoning the Duke's made away, I'll be hanged if I be not the next now. I trust her, as she's a woman. Let one of her long hairs wind about my heart, and be the end of me, which were a piteous, lamentable tragedy, and might be entitled a fair warning for all hair bracelets. Already there's an insurrection among the people. They're up in arms, not about any reason, their wills, which are in them the saints, sweating and swearing, out of their zeal to rudeness, that no stranger, as they term, shall govern over them. They say they'll raise a duke amongst themselves first.
Oh, Almachildes, I perceive already our loves are born to crosses. We're beset by multitudes, which is worse, I fear me, unfriended too of any. My chief care is for thy sweet youth's safety.
He that believes you not goes the right way to heaven, on my conscience.
There is no trusting of them. They are all as barren in pity as in faith. He that puts confidence in them dies openly in the sight of all men, not with his friends and neighbours in peace private, but as his shame, so his cold farewell is, public and full of noise. But keep you close, sir, not seen of any till I see the way plain for your safety. I expect the coming of the Lord Governor, whom I will flatter with fair entreaties to appease their wildness, and before him take great grief upon me for the Duke's death, his strange and sudden loss. And when a quiet comes, expect thy joys.
Do expect now to be made away twixt this and Tuesday night. If I live Wednesday, say I've been careful and shunned spoon meat.
This fellow lives too long after the deed. I'm weary of his sight. He must die quickly, or I've small hope of safety. My great aim's at the Lord Governor's love. He is a spirit can sway and countenance. These obey and crouch. My guiltiness had need of such a master that, with the beck, can suppress multitudes and dim misdeeds with radiance of his glory, not to be seen with dazzled popular eyes. Ah, here, behold him come.
Return back to him. Say we desire him be friends of peace till they hear farther from us.
Oh, my lord, I fly unto pity of your nobleness that grieves lady that was e'er beset with storms of sorrows or wild rage of people. Never was woman's grief for loss of lord dearer than mine to me.
There's no right done to him now, madam, by wrong done to yourself. Your own good wisdom may instruct you so far. And for the people's tumult, which oft grows from liberty or rankness of long peace, I'll labour to restrain, as I've begun, madam.
My thanks and prayers shall never forget you, sir. And, in time to come, my love?
Your love, sweet madam? You make my joys too happy. I did covet to be the fortunate man that blessing visits, which I'll esteem the crown of and full reward of service present, and deserts to come. It is a happiness I'll be bold to sue for when I have set a calm upon these spirits that now are up for ruin.
Sir, my wishes are so well met in yours, so fairly answered and so nobly recompensed. It makes me suffer in those extremes that few have ever felt, to hold two passions in one heart at once, of gladness and of sorrow.
Then, as the olive is the meek ensign of fair and fruitful peace, so is this kiss of yours.
Oh, love's power be with you, sir.
Oh, she has betrayed her. May I breathe no longer than do the virtue and service bring forth the fruits of noble thoughts, honest and loyal. This will be worth the observing, and I'll do it.
What a sure happiness confirms joy to me now, in the times of my most imminent dangers. I looked for ruin, and increase of honour meets me auspiciously. But my hopes are clogged now with an unworthy weight. There's the misfortune. What course shall I take now with this young man? For he must be no hindrance. I have thought on it. I'll take some witch's counsel for his end. That will be surest. Mischief is mischief's friend.
If ever you knew force of love in life, sir, give to mine pity.
You do ill to doubt me.
I could make bold with no friend seemlier than with yourself, because you were in presence at our vow-making.
I am a witness to it.
And you best understand of all men living, this is no wrong I offer, no abuse either to faith or friendship, for we are registered husband and wife in heaven, though there wants that which often keeps licentious men in awe from starting from their wedlocks, the not public. 'Tis in our souls. And how more precious the soul is than the body, so much judge the sacred and celestial tie within us more than the outward form, which calls but witness here upon earth to what is done in heaven. I must needs confess the least is honourable, as an ambassador sent from a king has honour by the employment, yet there's greater dwells in the king that sent him. So, in this.
I approve all you speak and will appear to you a faithful, pitying friend.
Look, there she is, sir. One good for nothing but to make use of, and I'm constrained to employ her to make all things plain, easy, and probable. For when she comes and finds one here that claims him, as I have taught, both this to do it and he to compound with her, 'twill stir belief the more of such a business.
I praise the carriage well.
Hark you, sweet mistress. I shall do you a simple turn in this, for she disgraced thus. You are up in favour forever with her husband.
That's my hope, sir. I would not take the pains else. Have you the keys of the garden side that I may get in betimes, closely, and take her lodging?
Yes, I have thought upon you. Here be the keys.
Marry, and thanks, sweet sir. Set me a work so still.
Your joys are false ones. You're like to lie alone. You'll be deceived of the bedfellow you look for, else my purpose were an ill case. He's on his fortnight's journey. You'll find cold comfort there. A dream will be even the best market you can make tonight. Shall not be long now. You may lose no time neither. If she but take you at the door, 'tis enough. When a suspect doth catch once, it burns mainly. There may you end your business, and as cunningly as if you were in the chamber, if you please, to use but the same art.
What need you urge that which comes so naturally? I cannot miss on't. What makes the devil so greedy of a soul, but 'cause he has lost his own? To all joys lost. So 'tis our trade to set snares for other women, 'cause we were once caught ourselves.
A sweet illusion. Hell and a whore, it seems, are partners then in one ambition. Yet thou art here deceived now. Thou canst set none to hurt or wrong her honour, it rather makes it perfect. Best of friends that ever love's extremities were blessed with. I feel mine arms with thee, and call my peace the offspring of thy friendship. I will think this night my wedding night, and with a joy as reverent as religion can make man's, I will embrace this blessing. Honest actions are laws unto themselves, and that good fear which is on others forced grows kindly there.
Hark, hark, one knocks. Away, sir. 'Tis she, certainly. It sounds much like a woman's jealous larum.
By your leave, sir.
You're welcome, gentlewoman.
Our ladyship then stands us in no stead. Now, one word in private, sir.
No, surely, forsooth, there is no such here. You've mistook the house.
Oh, sir, that have I not. Excuse me there, I come not with such ignorance. Think not so, sir. 'Twas told me at the entering of your house here by one that knows him too well.
Who should that be?
Nay, sir, betraying is not my profession. But here I know he is, and I presume he would give me admittance, if he knew on it, as one on his nearest friends.
You're not his wife, forsooth.
Yes, by my faith am I.
Cry you mercy then, lady.
She goes here by the name on his wife. Good stuff. But the bold strumpet never told me that.
We are so oft deceived that let out lodgings we know not whom to trust. 'Tis such a world. There are so many odd tricks nowadays put upon housekeepers.
Why, do you think I'd wrong you or the reputation of your house? Pray show me the way to him.
He's asleep, lady. The curtains are drawn about it.
Well, well, sir, I'll have that care. I'll not disease him much. Tread you but lightly. Oh, what gross falsehood is man's heart made of? Had my first love lived and returned safe, he would have been a light to all men's actions. His faith shines so bright.
I cannot so deceive her. 'Twere too sinful. There's more religion in my love than so. It is not treacherous lust that gives content to an honest mind, and this could prove no better. Were it in me a part of manly justice that have sought strange, hard means to keep her chaste to her first vow, and I to abuse her first, better I never knew what comfort were in woman's love than wickedly to know it. What could the falsehood of one night avail him that must enjoy forever, or he's lost? 'Tis the way rather to draw hate upon me, for known 'tis as impossible she should love me as youth and health to dote upon a grief, for one that's robbed and bound to affect the thief. No, he that would soul's sacred comfort win must burn in pure love like a seraphim.
Filio,
Sweet madam.
thou hast deluded me. There's nobody.
How? I wonder you would miss, madam, having appointed to. 'Twere a strange goodness if heaven should turn his heart now, by the way.
Oh, never, Celio.
Yes, I know the like. Man is not at his own disposing, madam. The blessed powers have provided the better for him, or he were miserable. He may come yet. 'Tis early, madam. If you would be pleased to embrace my counsel, you should see this night o'er, since you have bestowed these pains.
I intend so.
That strumpet would be found, else she should go. I curse the time now I did ever make use of such a plague. Sin knows not what it does.
'Tis now my brother's time, even much about it. For though he dissembled a whole fortnight's absence, he comes again tonight. 'Twas so agreed before he went. I must bestir my wits now to catch this sister of mine and bring her name to some disgrace, first to preserve mine own. There's profit in that cunning. She cast off my company betimes tonight by tricks and sleights, and I was well contented. I am resolved there's no hate lost between us, for I know she does not love me now but painfully, like one that's forced to smile upon a grief to bring some purpose forward, and I'll pay her in her own metal. They're now all at rest, and Gaspar here, and all list fast asleep. He cries it hither, I must disease you straight, sir, for the maidservants and the girls of the house I spiced them lately with a drowsy posset. They will not hear in haste. My brother's come. Oh, where's this key now for him? Here it is, happily. But I must wake him first. Why, Gaspar! Gaspar!
What a pox gasp you for?
Now I'll throw it down.
Who's that called me now? Someone called Gaspar?
Oh, up, is that an honest fellow, Gaspar?
I shall not rise tonight, then. What's the matter? Who's that? Young mistress?
Aye, up, sweet Gaspar. My sister hath both knocked and called this hour, and not a maid will stir.
They'll stir enough sometimes.
Hark! Hark again, Gaspar! Oh, run, prithee!
Oh, give me leave to clothe myself.
Senst upon clothing in an extremity? Hark again!
We appear to have lost Francisca there for a moment, yeah, Helen's moving.
I'm moving.
Well, you're not. Your video isn't on. Yeah, no, that's just Keith. Okay, I'll read in for the moment. Where were we? He's gone. Was that the line? He's gone. He cannot choose but be took now, or met in his return. That will be enough. Brother, here, take this light.
My careful sister.
Look first in his own lodging ere you enter.
Oh, abused confidence. Here's nothing of him, but what betrays him more?
Then 'tis too true, brother.
I'll make base lust a terrible example. No villainy e'er paid dear.
Help! Oh, sir!
I'm deaf to all humanity.
List, a strange and sudden silence after all. I trust has spoiled them both. Too dear a happiness. Oh, how I tremble between doubts and joys.
There perish both, down to the house of falsehood, where perjurous wedlock weeps. Oh, perjurous woman, she had took the innocence of sleep upon her at my approach, and would not see me come, as if she'd lain there like a harmless soul and never dreamed of mischief. What's all this now? Feel no ease. The burthen's not yet off, so long as the abuse sticks in my knowledge. It's the pain of hell to no one's shame. Had it been hidden done, it had been done happy, for he's the ignorant lives long and merry.
I shall now know all now. Brother?
Come down quickly, for I must kill thee too.
Me?
Stay not long, if thou desirest to die with little pain. Make haste, I'll wish thee and come quickly, willingly. If I be forced to come, I shall be cruel above a man to thee.
Why, sir, my brother?
Talk to thy soul, if thou wilt talk at all. To me thou art lost forever.
This is fearful in you beyond all reason, brother. Would you thus reward me for my care and truth shown to you?
Curse upon them both, and thee for company. 'Tis that too diligent, thankless care of thing that makes me a murderer, and that ruinous truth that lights me to the knowledge of my shame. Hadst thou been secret, then I had been happy and had a hope, like a man of joys to come. Now here I stand, a stain to my creation, and, which is heavier than all torments to me, the understanding of this base adultery, and that thou toldst me first, which thou deservest death worthily for.
If that be the worst, hold, sir, hold, brother, I can ease your knowledge straight. By my soul's hopes I can, there's no such thing.
How?
Bless me, but with life I'll tell you all. Your bed was never wronged.
What, never wrong?
I ask but mercy as I deal with truth now. 'Twas only my deceit, my plot, my cunning to bring disgrace upon her, by that means to keep mine own hid, which none knew but she. I speak truth, I had a child by Abberzanes, sir.
How? Abberzanes.
And my mother's letter was counterfeited to get time and place for my delivery.
Oh, my wrath's redoubled.
At my return she could speak all my folly, and blamed me with good counsel. I, for fear it should be made known, thus rewarded her, wrought you into suspicion without cause, and at your coming raised up Gaspero suddenly, sent him but in before you by a falsehood, which to your kindled jealousy I knew would add enough. What's now confessed is true.
The more I hear, the worse it fares with me. I had killed them now for nothing, yet the shame follows my blood still. Once more, come down. Look you, my sword goes up. Call Hermio to me. Let the new man alone. He'll wake too soon to find his mistress dead and lose his service. Already the day breaks upon my guilt. I must be brief and sudden. Hermio!
Sir?
Run, knock up Abberzanes speedily. Say I desired his company this morning to yonder horse race. Tell him. That will fetch him. Oh, hark you, by the way.
Yes, sir?
Use speed now, or I will ne'er use thee more, and perhaps I speak in right hour. My grief o'erflows. I must in private go and vent my woes. You are welcome, sir.
I think I'm worthy on't. For look you, sir, I come untrust in troth.
The more's the pity, honester men go to it, that slaves should scape it. What blade have you got there?
Nay, I know not that, sir. I am not acquainted greatly with the blade. I am sure 'tis a good scabbard, and that satisfies me.
'Tis long enough indeed, if that be good.
I love to wear a long weapon. 'Tis a thing commendable.
I pray draw it, sir.
It is not to be drawn.
Not to be drawn?
I do not care to see it. To tell you truth, sir, 'tis only a holiday thing to wear by a man's side.
Draw it, or I'll rip thee down from neck to navel, though there's small glory in it.
Are you in earnest, sir?
I'll tell thee that anon.
Why, what's the matter, sir?
What a base misery is this in life now. This slave had so much daring courage in him to act a sin would shame whole generations, but hath not so much honest strength about him to draw a sword in way of satisfaction. This shows thy great guilt, thou darest not fight.
Yes, I dare fight, sir, in an honest cause.
Why, come then, slave, thou hast made my sister a whore.
Prove then an honest cause, and I'll be hanged.
So many starting holes, can I light no way? Go to, you shall have your wish, all honest play. Come forth, thou fruitful wickedness, thou seed of shame and murder. Take to thee in wedlock baseness and cowardice, a fit match for thee. Come, sir, along with me.
Alas, what to do? I'm too young to take a wife, in troth.
But old enough to take a strumpet, though. You'll fain get all your children beforehand and marry when you have done. That's a strange course, sir. This woman I bestow on you, or thee. What dost thou say?
I would have had such another to bestow on you, sir.
Uncharitable slave, dog, coward as thou art, to wish a plague so great as thine to any.
To my friend, sir, where I think I may be bold.
Down, and do it solemnly. Contract yourselves with truth and zeal, or ne'er rise up again. I will not have her die in the state of strumpet, though she took pride to live one. Hermio, the wine.
'Tis here, sir. Truth, I wonder at some things. Yet I'll keep honest.
So here's to both of you now, and to your joys, if it be your luck to find them. I tell you, you must weep hard if you do, divided twixt you both. You shall not need a strong bill of divorcement after that, if you mislike your bargain. Go, get in now, kneel, and pray heartily to get forgiveness of those two souls whose bodies thou hast murdered. Spread subtle poison. Now my shame in her will die when I die. There's some comfort yet. I do but think how each man's punishment proves still a kind of justice to himself. I was the man that told this innocent gentlewoman, whom I did falsely wed and falsely kill, that he that was her husband first by contract was slain in the field. and he's known yet to live. So did I cruelly beguile her heart, for which I am well rewarded. So is Gaspero, who I saw, who to befriend my love swore fearful oaths. He saw the breath fly from him. I see now 'tis a thing dreadful to abuse holy vows, and falls most weighty.
Take comfort, sir. You're guilty of no death. They're only hurt, and that not mortally.
Thou breathest untruths.
Speak, Gasper, for me then.
Your unjust rage, sir, has hurt me without cause.
'Tis changed to go to grief. 'Tis changed to grief for it. How fares my wife?
No doubt, sir, she fares well. She ne'er felt your fury. Poor sinner that hath this 7 year kept herself sound for you. 'Tis your luck to bring her into the surgeon's hands now.
Florida.
She. I know no other, sir. You are ne'er at charge yet, but with one light horse.
Why, where's your lady? Where's my wife tonight, then?
Nay, ask me not, sir. Your struck doe within tells a strange tale of her.
This is unsufferable. Never had man such means to make him mad. Oh, that the poison would but spare my life till that I had found her out.
Your wish is granted, sir. Upon the faithfulness of a pitying servant, I gave you none at all. My heart was kinder. Let not conceit abuse you. You're as healthful for any drug as life yet ever found you.
Why, here's the happiness wipes off mighty sorrows, the benefit of ever-pleasing service. Bless thy profession. Oh, my worthy lord, I have an ill bargain, never man had worse. The woman that unworthy wears your blood to countenance sin in her, your niece, she's false, impudent, adulterous.
You are too loud, and grow too bold, too, with her virtuous meekness. Who dare accuse her?
Yes, one dare and can. She lies this night with Celio, her own servant. The place? Fernando's house.
Thou dost amaze us.
Why, here's but lust translated from one baseness into another. Here I thought to have caught them, but lighted wrong by false intelligence, and made me hurt the innocent. But now I'll make my revenge dreadfuller than a tempest. An army should not stop me, or a sea divide them from my revenge.
I'll not speak to have her spared if she be base and guilty. If otherwise, heaven will not see her wronged. I need not take care of her. Let that woman be carefully looked to for both health and sureness. It is not that mistaken wound thou wearest shall be thy privilege.
You cannot torture me worse than the surgeon does. So long I care not.
If she be adulteress, I will never trust virtues in women. They're but veils for lust.
What a lasting ruin mischief runs. I'd thought I had well and happily ended all in keeping back the poison, and new rage now spreads a worse venom. My poor lady grieves me. 'Tis strange to me that her sweet-seeming virtue should be so meanly overtook with Celio, a servant. 'Tis not possible.
Good morrow, Hermio. Is my sister stirring yet?
How stirring, forsooth! Here has been simple stirring. Are you not hurt, madam? Pray speak. We have a surgeon ready.
How, a surgeon?
I have been at work these 5 hours.
How he talks.
Did you not meet my master?
How, your master? Why, came he home tonight?
Then you know nothing, madam. Please you but walk in. You shall hear strange business.
I'm much beholding to you, to your truth. Oh, I'm much beholding to you for your truth now, am I not? You have served me fair, my credit stained forever.
This is the wickedest fortune that e'er blew. We're both undone for nothing. There's no way flatters recovery now. The thing so gross her disgrace grieves me more than a life's loss.
What death is't you desire for Almachildes?
A sudden and a subtle.
Then I have fitted you. Here lie the gifts of both sudden and subtle. His picture, made in wax, and gently molten by a blue fire kindled with dead men's eyes, will waste him by degrees.
In what time, prithee?
Perhaps in a moon's progress.
What, a month? Oh, out upon pictures, if they be so tedious, give me things with some life.
Then seek no further.
This must be done with speed. Dispatched this night, if it may be possible.
I have it for you. Here's that will do it. Stay but perfection's time, and that's not 5 hours hence.
Canst thou do this?
Can I?
I mean so closely.
So closely, do you mean too?
So artfully, so cunningly.
Worse and worse, doubts and incredulities. They make me mad. Let scrupulous greatness know. Cum volui vipisis mirantibus amnes in fontes regeris suos, cum casca quaesisto stantia concutio canta freta, nubila pelo, nubilaque induco, ventos abio, goque focoque, viperias rumpo, verbis et carmine fauces, et siluas moveo, ubioque tremiscere montes, et mugere solem manesque exire sepulchris, te quoque luna traho. Can you doubt me then, daughter, that can make mountains tremble, miles of woods walk, whole earth's foundations bellow, and the spirits of the entombed to burst out from their marbles, nay, draw yon moon to my involved designs?
I know as well as can be when my mother's mad and our great cat angry, for one spits French and the other spits Latin.
I did not doubt you, mother.
No? What did you? My power is so firm it is not to be questioned.
Forgive what's past. And now I know the offensiveness that vexes art. I'll shun the occasion ever.
Leave all to me and my 5 sisters, daughter. It shall be conveyed in at howlet time. Take you no care. My spirits know their moments. Raven or screech owl never fly by the door, but they call in, I thank 'em, and they lose not by it. I give them barley soaked in infant's blood. They shall have semina cum sanguine, their gorge crammed full, if they come once to our house. We are no niggard.
They fare but too well when they come hither. They eat up as much together. They ate up as much t'other night as would have made a good conscionable pudding.
Give me some liver's brain quickly. Quickly, Firestone. Where's Granum Stadlin and all the rest of the sisters?
At hand, forsooth.
Give me Marmartine, some bear breech. When?
Here's bear breech and lizard's brain, forsooth.
Into the vessel. And fetch 3 ounces of the red-haired girl I killed last night.
Whereabouts, sweet mother?
Hip, or flank. Where is the acopus?
You shall have acopus, forsooth.
Stir about, whilst I begin the charm. Black spirits and white, red spirits and grey, mingle, 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 you that mingle may. Titty tiffin, keep it stiffin. Fire drake, pucky, make it lucky. Lillard, robin, you must bob in. Round, 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 about, all ill come running in, all good keep out.
Here's the blood of a bat.
Put in that, put in that.
Here's Libard's bane.
Put in again.
The juice of toad, the oil of adder.
Those will make the onca madder.
Put in. There's all, and rid the stench.
Nay, here's but 3 ounces of the red-haired wench.
Round, about.
All ill come running in, all good keep out.
So, enough. Into the vessel with it. There, hath the true perfection. I am so light at any mischief. There's no villainy, but is a tune, methinks.
A tune? 'Tis to the tune of damnation, then I warrant you, and that song hath a villainous burthen.
Come, my sweet sisters, let the air strike our tune, whilst we show reverence to yond peeping moon.
My lord, I have given you nothing but the truth of a most plain and innocent intent. My wrongs being so apparent in this woman, a creature that robs wedlock of all comfort where'er she fastens, I could do no less but seek means privately to shame his folly. No farther reached my malice, and it glads me that none but my base injurer is found to be my false accuser.
This is strange that he should give the wrongs, yet seek revenge. But, sirrah, you are accused here doubly. First by your lady for a false intelligence that caused her absence, which much hurts her name, though her intents were blameless. Next, by this woman for an adulterous design and plot practiced between you to entrap her honor, whilst she for her hire should enjoy her husband. Your answer?
Part of this is truth, my lord, to which I am guilty in a rash intent, but clear in act, and she most clear in both, not sanctity more spotless.
Oh, my lord!
What news breaks there?
Of strange destruction. Here stands the lady that within this hour was made a widow.
Who?
Your niece, my lord. A fearful, unexpected accident brought death to meet his fury. For my lord, entering Fernando's house like a raised tempest, which nothing heeds but his own violent rage, blended with wrath and jealousy, which scorn guides, from a false trap door fell into a depth exceeds a temple's height, which takes into it part of the dungeon that falls 80 fathom under the castle.
Oh, you seed of lust, wrongs and revenges wrongful, with what terrors you do present yourselves to wretched man, when his soul least expects you.
I forgive him all his wrongs now, and sign it with my pity.
Oh, my sweet servant.
Look to yond light, mistress.
She's in a swoon, my lord.
Convey her hence. It is a sight would grieve a modest eye to see a strumpet soul sink into passion for him that was the husband of another. Yet all this clears not you.
Thanks to heaven that I am now of age to clear myself. Then
Sebastian.
the same, much wronged, sir.
Certain of what my eyes take joy to look upon.
Your service cannot alter me from knowledge. I am your servant forever.
Welcome to life, sir. Gasper, thou sworst his death.
I did indeed, my lord, and have been since well paid for it. One forsworn mouth hath got me 2 or 3 more here.
I was dead, sir, both to my joys and all men's understanding, till this, my hour of life. For it was my fortune to make the first of my return to Urban a witness to that marriage. Since which time I have walked beneath myself and all my comforts like one on earth whose joys are laid above. And though it had been offence small in me to enjoy my own, I left her pure and free.
The greater and more sacred is thy blessing, for where heaven's bounty holy groundwork finds, 'tis like a sea, encompassing chaste minds.
The Duchess comes, my lord.
Be you then all witnesses of an intent most horrid.
One poor knight ever Almachildes now. To his meaner fortunes wept than ours that took the true height of a princess spirit to match unto their greatness. Such lives as his were only made to break the force of fate ere it came at us, and receive the venom. 'Tis but a usual friendship for a mistress to lose some 40 years' life in hopeful time and hazard an eternal soul for ever, as young as he has done, and more desertful.
Madam,
My lord.
this is the hour that I have long desired. The tumult's full appeased, Now may we both exchange embraces with a fortunate arm and practice to make love knots thus. Thus, lustful woman and bold murderess, thus. Blessed powers, to make my loyalty and truth so happy. Look thee, thou shame of greatness, stain of honor. Behold thy work and weep before thy death. If thou beest blessed with sorrow and a conscience, which is a gift from heaven, and seldom knocks at any murderer's breast with sounds of comfort, see this thy worthy and unequaled peace, a fair encouragement for another husband.
Bestow me upon death, sir. I am guilty, and of a cruelty above my cause. His injury was too low for my revenge. Perform a justice that may light all others to noble actions. Life is hateful to me, beholding my dead lord. Make us an one in death, who marriage made one of two living, till cursed fury parted us. My lord, I covet to be like him.
No, my sword shall never stain the virgin brightness on it with blood of an adulteress.
Dare, my lord, I dare my accuser and defy the world. Death, shame, and torment, blood I am guilty of, but not adultery, not the breach of honour.
No. Come forth, Almachildes.
Almachildes, as time brought him about to save himself by my destruction, I am justly doomed.
Do you know this woman?
I have known her better, sir, than at this time.
But she defies you there.
That's the common trick of 'em all.
Nay, since I am touched so near, before my death then, in right of honour's innocence, I am bold to call heaven and my woman here to witness. My lord, let us speak truth, or she may perish.
Then, sir, by all the hopes of a maid's comfort, either in faithful service or blessed marriage, the woman that this blinded folly knew was only a hired strumpet, a professor of lust and impudence, which here is ready to approve what I have spoken.
Common strumpet? This comes of scarves. I'll never well wear and haberdasher's shop before mine eyes again.
My sword is proud. Thou art lightened of that sin. Die then a murderess only.
Live, a duchess, better than ever, loved, embraced, and honoured.
My lord?
Nay, since in honour thou canst justly rise, vanish all wrongs, thy former practice dies. I thank thee, Almachildes, for my life, this lord for truth, and heaven for such a wife who, though her intent sinned, yet she makes amends with grief and honour, virtue's noblest ends. What grieved you then shall never more offend you. Your father's skull with honour we'll inter, and give the peace due to the sepulchre. And in all time may this day ever prove a day of triumph, joy, and honest love.
And they all live happily ever after, except for Antonio, who fell to his death. So yes, it's a tragi-comedy. Apart from which really no one should die in a tragi-comedy. They should seem to die. You should get to a point of terrible, potentiality and lies, and then he should pop out and go, "I'm not dead, really." No, he's still dead. And we have this sort of really interesting sort of really disingenuous ending, really, of just like, this is how plays like this are supposed to end, and everyone's forgiven. No, they're not. I mean, why would you forgive any of these people for all of the horrible things that they have done? Yes, this is a very good example of what can happen when throwing a schedule together and not paying quite enough attention to the doubling, because that did render a lot of that slightly incomprehensible, because you're switching. So anyone who's watched this video has any idea who many of the people on screen were at a given moment, because they did swap from character to character in very quick succession, in ways that were very unhelpful. So yes, it's a very good example of actually how you can take something that makes perfect sense and turn it into nonsense through one or through a series of relatively poor choices. So apologies to everyone for that. Yes, because I struggled, narratively speaking, because of that, in part. I mean, some of it is a bit confusing. Some of it, there's a lot of action. So anyone, again, watching this, because we weren't doing stage directions, you know, there's a lot of physical business that it's quite important to get a sense of what's going on there, and things. Alan?
Yeah, I mean, not only were the stage directions that were in the script not being read out, which would have helped, there's also an awful lot of action implied, which is not actually notated in the script. And I think it would need quite a lot of work to make it make sense, because I think if you saw the way that groupings were forming and so on, it would make some more sense. I mean, the witches scenes are fine because we can all visualize, you know, oh, there's a cauldron, let's have a little dance around it.
Yes, there's I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's just that you'd sort out the blocking and you'd sort out in the physicality of it all. I mean, I don't think there are that many explicit things where you need to know that somebody's done X or Y. There are a few, and I have tidied up the text a little bit since. Thoughts on the play as a run. Because it had a slightly different effect than the first look, which I'm now rapidly remembering as I go. I definitely remember the ending now. Very. I remember lengthy discussions about the ending. Thoughts. Aliki. Muted at present, I think.
The witchy bits were a great deal of fun and full of kind of mischief and inventiveness. I really enjoyed them. I think I would have gotten confused with the sexual plot anyway, the 2 sexual plots, 3. They're confusing, I think, inherently. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could sort them out on stage.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that they are confusing once you can see people and they are overtly different people. And there is a lot of implied action, especially with some of the sexy times.
Yeah.
You know, there is stuff going on there on stage, which is much more explicit than is sort of implicitly suggested, especially with who exits with whom makes quite a difference, and there are moments of blindfoldedness and obvious things there. So yeah, I mean, I think there is an element that is we need to be very aware of, but I suspect it's less of a problem. But I could be wrong on that point. Proof in that we'll tell in the future. Helen, then Lynn.
Yeah, I've been thinking a bit about the skull. I think you've got to have it really worked on, so that it's not just a rough skull that gets passed around, but it's on a little, it's a sort of on a stick, if you see what I mean. It's on it's a goblet type thing, and there's a lot of rich metals and maybe the odd jewel stuck on it. I mean, you still see it's a skull, but it's been turned into an elegant toasting cup.
Yes, having tried to drink out of a skull on stage before, it's really not actually a very helpful design. So yeah, some additional designing might be helpful in practice there. Lynn.
Yeah, the Duke, Duchess, Amoretta, that's Abberzanes. Yeah, that plot and Sebastian's and Isabella's plot are actually fairly disconnected. They don't really interact very much. And I wonder if it would be worth it to just excise the Duke and Duchess plot and have the play end with the reunion of the lovers who were committed before the frame of the play. in a way, I think that would make it much easier to follow, because having these two parallel plot lines is a lot to keep in one's head as an audience member. But on the other hand, it really weakens the bonkersness of this play, which I really love.
I mean, there aren't that many people to keep in your head. I should point out, the primary drivers, once you take the witches to put them to one side, going, you know who they are. The Duke's absent for most of the play. He sort of sets up at the beginning and then is sort of not dead. So it's not like, again, this is a visual thing, is that you can hold in your mind who these people are. But, if you read off a page, Sebastian, Antonio, and all these people with, they're all just names. They just blur. Nice thing about a name like a Duke or Duchess is that I know who a Duke and a Duchess is. I can tell who they are. So much easier. They linger. They kind of linger. Sarah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's probably because I was playing the Duchess, but I have to put in a good word for leaving the Duchess in, because that end is so marvelously cynical.
Yeah.
She is scheming right up until the final moment. And then she's like, oh, I'm doomed. And then he says, no, you didn't commit adultery because, well, he doesn't know it, but, your maid lied for you. So it's all fine. And I'm alive and I'm not going to kill you. And she's like, phew. I got out of that one. The unrighteous prosper. Woohoo. And I just think that's the most hilarious ending. And I probably said this after we read it the first time. I really don't remember, but I really like all the women in this play. I think Francisca is absolutely hilarious. She's kind of she turns to the dark side a bit there, where she tries to implicate Isabella, but she's just her sense of being wronged and her sense of impatience and frustration with everyone around her, I just think is brilliant, because she's been knocked up and left, and it's like, okay, he comes back and sends her to a farmhouse, but it's like, dude, she's really well written. And I mean, even Isabella, who's probably like the least fun of the three noble ladies, she's still quite fun. And I just think, they flow really well. And even though the Duchess's plot doesn't intersect with their plots, I think it kind of like creates a nice counterbalance to them, almost, because this is a different woman involved in a different scheme, doing a different thing, but it's all in the same court, and the play can hold that. Yeah,
there is a real sense that the witch of the play is basically, appointment number 1, please. The way these people all line up and pick a little ticket and queue to visit the witch is sort of what does help tie all these things together. Sod whether they're actually all in the same court, they all just visit the witch. Lynn.
Oh, I'm just now Francisca. I mean, there's something actually really there's something really kind of persuasive about her characterization, because she's 16. She's a kid. She has no judgment, so she's like this goth teenager or this emo teenager who's like behaving in really self-destructive ways and having really inappropriate reactions. Because she's a teenager. Teenagers are awash with hormones and have terrible judgment. The women characters are really great, from the witch to Isabella, who's for being basically the ingenue, it's kind of a prig and we don't like her very much, but I like that about the play.
Helen.
We've been making Helen Lois wait, haven't we?
Have we been
sorry.
Okay, so Lois, then Helen.
Go ahead. Well, I'm just going to say, first, apologies. I completely missed the fact that we were doing a second look, and so I didn't prepare it, and I didn't bring up various hats. And I've actually got a great hat of Helen's that would have been wonderful to wear in this. But anyway, Yeah, I think, the thing about Francisca, and in fact, several of the characters, to me, Middleton is absolutely wonderful at depicting the second-rate mind at work. I mean, the sort of person who thinks everybody else everything is everybody else's fault, that they have terrible luck, but often that they've been terribly clever. They've just thought of a really great way of doing something, which is actually a terrible idea. I mean, he's really good at depicting people like that, and there are quite a few of them in this play. I'd be very sorry to lose the Duke and Duchess. I mean, I think that's the funniest part of it, really, both the outrageous business with the skull at the beginning and then the way that he just pops up at the end saying, yes, I forgive everybody. Yeah, you've all been wonderful. Ho, ho.
Helen.
Yeah, if one can speak up for the whore, she seems to be fairly thick, but I mean, heart of gold. She's entirely directed by her emotions, and she's the one who loses out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really awful the way they talk about her. I mean, she's only really there to be used. That's what she was born for. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I mean, people are they say such nasty things about her, but they've no hesitation in using her, and she's just happy to be noticed.
Lynn.
Yeah. Gaspero makes a kind of nasty joke at one point. She's kept herself sound all this time for you, and now she needs a surgeon. What he's saying is that she hasn't entertained other clients so as not to acquire venereal disease, and a surgeon to treat venereal disease, which of course they couldn't. And now you've actually stabbed her, dude. But so. What that tells us is that she is a kept woman, but she's not a common strumpet. She's not a professional, and probably was not a professional before Antonio took her on. And I think you could definitely play it that she genuinely cares for him and desires him, and enjoys him, and it isn't just upset when he gets married because she thinks that destroys her livelihood, but it's that he's the man in her life, and that's being taken away from her, so she's jealous. It's not just material. So yeah, she's a really interesting character, and the play's kind of mean to her.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, she's really weeping for Antonio, who, for some reason, is considered an acceptable death in a tragi-comedy. And they even say that just makes her look even worse that she's weeping for someone like that. No pity at all. Yeah.
Right. Any other thoughts? Because I do need to close this session. We go long often with second looks. But anyone got anything they're bursting to throw in at this stage? Lots of good stuff. Due to my cock up, we didn't necessarily demonstrate it as well as we could have done. But hopefully we will do more of that in anon. All that remains, thank all the wonderful readers for all their wonderful reading. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye. You'd rather hunt after strange women still than lie with your own mother?